Everybody's got to realize, if you haven't been to New Orleans, you got to come. There's so much to enjoy. We're a small, big city, right? We have the food, we have the culture, we have the music, we have the people. The diversity of New Orleans is just so embracing to people. This place is an iconic part of New Orleans. We are the oldest oyster company in America. 1876 is a long time ago. Since then, we just developed into the most iconic oyster place in the city of New Orleans and throughout the region. All right, young man. So over the years, P&J has been through a lot. You know, storms, pandemics, oil disasters. So it's been a challenge, you know, to be able to make it through all that kind of stuff. That was difficult for me, for my family, for businesses throughout the city. But we were back. P&J is a passion of mine. It is certainly, you know, oysters are in my blood. And Grandpa was a big part of making this a success. So was my father. And along with my brother, my sister Mary, and my nephew Blake. And we hope to continue this tradition for another 147 years. Louisiana is the #1 producer of oysters in America. Not everybody realizes that, but it's about the combination of the fresh water from the Mississippi River and the salt water from the Gulf. And it creates a perfect environment for the production of oysters. And it's the estuaries that are so important, and the marshes and just these tributaries that generate these beautiful flavors of oysters.
What y'all got now, 110? What y'all got in the bags, about 110?
Scott and Jenny and Boudreaux, they are, you know, amazing farmers. They're able to maintain and build and just generate some of the best oysters in the world. And that whole area, it's a wonderful thing being a partner with them.
How'd y'all do today? Y'all got them?
Yeah.
Y'all were cooning or dredging?
No,
Dredge? I thought you were gonna get in the water and swim.
no.
No? But they get here about daybreak, and they'll load up their sacks and get their orders from us. And then they'll head out. Some of them are fishing on the actual plants that we plant with all those rocks, and others are fishing on the private, on the wild reef. And then they just go out and find them, and when they find them, they'll either start dredging or they'll jump over and catch them and throw them in the boat. Cull them, sack them up, and when they get to their limit, they'll come on back. And that's what's happening right now. The boats are just starting to come in.
There's fishermen that we buy from that have been doing business with our family for generations. So we go and pick them up, and then the next day we'll start shucking them and pack them in ice to get them back to temperature for sales the next day.
Look, shucking oysters, it is truly an art, and it's not easy. You have to have that combination of strength, where to put the knife, to pry it just right, and to shuck it just right. There's a certain way you have to do it. It's not just speed. It's a difficult thing to be able to shuck an oyster. It takes a talent, for sure.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
How you doing, young man?
Good. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure.
Always.
What makes you so good at the shucking? I want to know.
A lot of it is experience, growing up around it, being around people who push me to want to do great things, and having a lot of support. And shucking 4,000 to 5,000 oysters a day don't hurt, especially the P&J oysters. They're nice and plump.
There's different ways, especially in New Orleans, on how chefs create different dishes that are so amazing. Well, to me, I want my natural, fresh, beautiful Louisiana Gulf oyster raw. I mean, that natural flavor is just amazing, and it's so good for you. Oysters are the epitome of what the essence of the sea has to offer, and in a perfect way. I eat oysters all the time. I love oysters. And I also eat them because I want to be able to tell my customers what they taste like. I want people to recognize that, hey, P&J was a big part in bringing oysters to the city of New Orleans, and that having people recognize how important oysters are to the city, how important they are to restaurants, and how important they are to the ecology of the state of Louisiana. So hopefully that's going to be my legacy, that through my passion of oysters, that it helped people just be more aware about the beautiful product it is, and just what it's done for the city.